featuring Mike Keegan.
Are you just going to talk over me the whole time? Is that what you're going to do?
You very
tolerate me at all.
I tolerate you. Believe that. I certainly tolerate all your horse shit. Look at me, I'm being tolerant right now. Look how tolerant. I'm tolerating it.
And Tim Saliani. Or to leave us some hate mail. Music from our podcast is from the hardcore band Bore. You should check them out on Spotify and Bandcamp, where you can put a little something in the hat for.
Like I say shit to him on pursuit too.
At least Tim will be a little whimsical and throw fuckerino here and there.
I haven't. He told me on his page, what to your comment section? Can I say something?
No. God.
But I'm the bitch, right? I'm the bitch.
That is a.
You know what? That's take yourself too seriously. That's when you.
You know what I'm saying? If somebody books you on a show, great. Be like, all right, thank you very much. That's what I usually do is like, thank you. And if, there's people that do put me on shows and there's
that don't.
That when Mike and first of all, like Mike and I get the same message, right? And I'm like, oh. I'm tolerating it.
And Tim Saliani. Be sure and stop by the Domestic Disturbance Podcast Facebook page to check out any new shows, upcoming events, or to leave us some hate mail. Music from our podcast is from the hardcore band Bore. You should check them out on Spotify and Bandcamp, where you can put a little something in the hat for them and purchase their music like good little consumers. Thanks for listening, and enjoy the arguments.
Yeah, thank you. We are live now, and we are recording. We are happy to be here. Welcome to Domestic Disturbance Podcast. Thank you for listening. Thanks for tuning in. Mike Keegan, Tim Saliani, Carla Oakerson, and our special guest today, super hilarious comedian. You guys love him. You guys know him. Johnny McDonald, thanks for coming down, buddy.
Oh, thank you guys, man. It's
very
wonderful.
excited.
Very excited. This is wonderful. I know you guys for a long time, and you guys are number one to me. So
fresh off of having to bite his fucking tongue.
I have to say something. Like, I have this reputation for being like a real like bitch or like a C word. Right? Yeah. And I think this is internalized misogyny that I say shit to people and they're like, Carla's a cunt. And then Tim says shit to people and they're like, no, he's a man's man. He settled it. And you know what? I want to have him on Pursuit too. And let's interview him for Comedy Today. And everyone's like, I want to be on Shut Up Stupid. And I'm like,
at least Tim will be a little whimsical and throw fuckerino here and there.
I haven't. He told me on his page, what did he say? To just not say anything. So what did I say back to him? I said, if I bring 5 people to your comment section, can I say something?
No. God.
but I'm the bitch, right? I'm the bitch.
That is an epic burn.
It's fucking comedy,
that is an
dude.
epic burn.
If you can't take yourself fucking, with a little grain of salt, then what are you doing in this goddamn business?
That's
wow. All right.
That's the thing.
Oh my God.
Whether we like what you're doing, no matter who you are, if you take yourself too seriously, that's when you become an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And remember, 100%. Comedy is over. There's a lot of people in this game. You know what I'm saying? if somebody books you on a show, great. Be like, all right, thank you very much. That's what I usually do is like, thank you. If somebody, we're not going to get along with everybody. That's just the nature of it. And if, there's people that do put me on shows and there's people that don't. If they don't, I'll never badmouth them. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
I don't badmouth people that don't put me on shows, but I badmouth people that don't put me on shows for like a reason.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
But I've had people.
Mike, how many shows would you say approximately per month do you lose because you're dating me?
All of them. I'm not working anyway.
Are you blaming me for the
sitting in my basement
coronavirus?
right now talking to my iPad. No, you know what? I haven't like lost any work because of you. I've lost a lot because of me. But
I've lost a ton because of you.
I think
I'm just curious if it works the other way around too.
I think that a lot of people that wouldn't use me only because they're like, all right, if as much of an asshole he is, if Carla puts up with him, then he's not a bad person. But no matter what he says,
Little do they know. Little do they know, you are fucking Danny Glover in The Color Purple. This bed.
Don't trust them to shave your neck.
But yeah, I don't think I've lost a lot of work because there are people that despise you, Carla, that still use me on their shows. So.
I see it like this,
We don't
man.
say that name here. We won't say that name here.
I did not.
Why
say
you're
a name.
opening for him?
Sorry.
But let it be known, I'm getting paid more than him, and that's
By
what matters.
$1, because you made it so.
Unless you make that public on Facebook, nobody's gonna know that you're getting paid more than him.
Johnny, you know what to do. And at this,
wait, hold on a second. He's gonna open for him. He's a headliner on the show. He's headlining. AKA he's last on the show. Right?
He is. Look at the flyer. He's headlining the show.
He's headlining. I saw the flyer.
Okay, all right. Well, then he better be doing fucking 50 minutes. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna have a big timer, and I'm gonna hold it up as soon as he starts, and he better do 45 minutes.
50 minutes because there's 32 comedians on the show.
Yeah, you don't want to put everybody. Yeah, you don't want to be like halfway done, and he doesn't. By the time he goes up, it's like, oh well, what am I gonna do? Because everybody's tired. Everybody's 3 hours in.
Yeah,
one of those fucking shows. Ugh.
Yeah.
But
at the end of the day, I see it like, at the end of the day, I see it like this. Comedy, like we live in New York City, Long Island, wherever. We're in proximity to the greatest comedy mecca in the universe. So if you can't get up somewhere, or if nobody puts you up, don't start anything. Just go somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? There's so many places to go.
Exactly. There's no reason to. We're right outside of New York City.
Yeah, some people have their own agenda, man. It's like this thing is rough, man. That's why I was like, you definitely got to create your own lane and do like you got to definitely do for self, man. It's like stand up alone is not enough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
There's a lot of people that are hilarious but they won't get that credit because they're just doing stand up. It's just not the exposure. That's what it is.
Yeah, you got to keep putting out a ton of content.
Yeah, go ahead and acting class. Yeah, go put up a kind of content. Your social media game has to be pretty good. Your Twitter game has to be pretty good. And you
got to be a utility player.
Yeah, put on a dress. I don't know.
In there. Yeah, that's what it is.
If Lane Bryant ever opens the fuck back up, I'll do it.
There's 10,000 comics, and if I'm not going to do a show because I'm not getting paid, there's 100 people that are going to step up and be like, I'll do that show. That's the problem.
Absolutely, yeah. There's no solidarity. People will.
You know what it is. Also, there's been so little going on that Mike and first of all, like Mike and I get the same message, right? And I'm like, oh, humans, we get to go hang out with people. Yeah, let's do it. I don't care. I'll do it. And Mike's like, we're not getting paid. No. And I'm like, oh, I kind of already said yes.
Yeah. I mean, you're charging for tickets and you're not paying your comics. I mean, that's just taking advantage of people.
Yeah, I think that's one thing I noticed now. Like before, like I just wanted to get better and be like, all right, I'll do whatever show. I don't care. I just want to get better at this because this is hard enough. This is probably the hardest thing any human being could do.
Absolutely.
We write our own jokes. We produce our own shows just to get stage time. And it's hard enough, and then to do all these things is so stressful. We've all produced shows, and then by the time you go up, you're like not even thinking about your show because you're thinking how many people came. Did you?
Yeah, exactly.
Did your cousin come that says he was going to come to this 10 shows ago? Like, do you see him in the audience? You know what I'm saying? But you left a ticket at the door and he doesn't show. It's like all these things are going on through your head, and
that's exactly what it is because people only see the 10, 20, 30 minutes that you are on stage. They don't know anything about what's going on behind that. They don't know about the hours that I spend sending my avails out to people, looking through my calendar, begging people to put me on stage, negotiating for money. it's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah. And then when people get paid, and then you're like, hold up, all right, somebody's making money off of my talent, and I'm the reason why I'm part of the reason why the people are here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
why, you know what I'm saying? Why when I get paid? If you got to give me a little something, you know what I'm saying? Just give it a, if it's a free show, I understand. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody's getting paid, fine. You know what I'm saying? But if it's not, it's like,
no, spend money on tickets, and the producer's making money. The bartender's walking out with $300, and I'm walking out with a plate of mozzarella sticks and a
Carla, how much are you making?
I don't know yet.
Really?
Like we've discussed one figure. I'm not going to say what that figure is, but I've let it be known that at the end of the day, the person that I've chosen to dislike on this show, I will make more than them, even if it's by $1.
These are fucking Price is Right rules.
$1, it's distinctly under scale for paying a comedian.
What?
Money. Money you're being paid is disgustingly
absolutely
atrocious,
absolutely.
and it's insulting.
Absolutely, but you know what's worse? To be headlining for that money.
Actually, $1 less.
For $1 less than what I make.
There might be negotiations with the buffet. You know? It's like, all right, you can get an extra dessert. Usually we charge extra for dessert. You can have all the chicken strips you want.
But do not touch the key lime pie.
Yeah, do not touch it.
No,
that's hilarious. Like how clubs do that. Like there's a club in Connecticut that I was working, and they have the comedian's menu, and it says you could order anything off the menu except the steak. And there's big bold letters, do not order the steak. And then the comedians all signed the wall. Somebody wrote on the wall, fuck it, I ordered the steak.
You know what's interesting about that though is like I can make a great steak at home. I kind of go to comedy clubs for a shit that I wouldn't have at home, like fried ravioli, mozzarella sticks. You know, some kind of
absolutely.
Some shitty
well, I'll tell you, we spent a lot of
executed white people quesadilla that I could have made better at home.
White people quesadilla.
Well, we spend a lot of time at Governor's, and the food there is phenomenal. Yeah. Oh, there's a little guy.
That's just good. Yeah, he's gonna bother us, and he's naked. He has no clothes on. So this is
Hey, we're all.
So let's all do that. But yeah, so yeah, it is crazy. But yeah, like I said, Governor's has delicious food, and like Carla said, we go there to have the stuff we're not making at home. They make phenomenal quesadillas. That's one of my favorite things there.
What's cool is when you do
quesadilla, you're going for a different type of quesadilla. I'm not taking anything away from it because I love it, but I make quesadillas at home, but they're just more ethnic than what you're gonna get at a comedy club. I make a real ethnic quesadilla.
Well, I have white person taste buds, so I like the quesadillas at Governor's better.
They're good. They're good. They're just different. But like that's what I want. That's what I want to have from there.
Yeah,
I want to have
100%.
I want to have like French onion soup.
Oh,
that's
French.
one cool thing when you do get to perform there. They bring out a spread. They bring out a lot of variety. I can't deny that. That's pretty dope.
I love Thursday and Sunday nights.
Yeah.
The sampler platter that they bring out for us.
Those are insane. I know you're a vegan.
When I want to be.
You're a vegan.
Johnny's a selective vegan.
I know sometimes. I'll tell you one thing about Governors. At the time I went when Pete Davidson was there, I went to hang out at the back with him because I called what's the name? Remember back in the day I used to bar back at New York, so they were there all the time. So, we're decent. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say me and Pete are best friends, whatever, but like all of him, Ricky Velez, all those guys, they were there when I was there, so they were always cool with me. And then when they were at Governor's, the last time they were there, I told him, like, hey, I'm gonna come through. He was like, okay, come through. And I came through, and you talk about like a fountain of food. They had like too much food. It was like a ridiculously amount of food, and then you're like, nobody could eat that.
Ricky, so it's all money.
Yeah. So it was just like, and dessert. Like they brought him a whole friggin' cheesecake.
Yeah, right.
And they're like,
Exactly.
"Yo, take some cheesecake." I was like, man, I just like I had one. He's like, no, keep eating, keep eating. I was like, oh, okay.
That's
So
what it is about that place, though. I mean, they treat you like kings when you're working there. They treat you really
they
nice.
really do. Yeah, I'm not going to deny that. That's when you do get some time there, and they do bring out the spread. So that's cool about that.
That's the upside of comedy.
I don't
So,
think there's a
Upside,
steak.
I guess getting decent
And I don't-
food.
There's
Yeah,
no
go
steak on their menu.
Uh-oh.
I don't think there's a steak on their menu, so
No, there's like skirt steak or something, isn't there?
I don't think so.
No, they got a lot of burgers. Like
Burgers.
Really good burgers.
Joey Cola burger, my favorite.
Yeah, big stacky burgers. Yeah, they're good. I can't sit here and deny the food Governor's Comedy Club and the patio now provides.
I'm just gonna say shit until Carla gets kicked off the fucking show.
And then I'm not gonna make my $27.
There it is.
It went up $1.
It's funny.
$27 is what
It went up
people
$1.
are. $26 is 26. Yeah, 26. My bad. $26 is what I will be making, and $25 is what person that I will not talk about is getting paid to quote unquote headline.
Could you imagine paying a comedian $26 to
Headline
That's pretty big in comedy. That's not a bad. If food's included, that's not bad.
I don't think there's food included, but
Okay.
100% going to be food included.
Johnny, welcome to the good fucking luck getting anywhere after this episode show.
It's fine. It's fine. Am I getting work now? It doesn't matter. Hey, it's
Okay,
comedy's dead.
guys, comics. At what point do you take someone at their word that they're trying to set something up and they don't have a budget, and like they'll use you going forward? Like you just because
when they said that in the
maybe
past,
I'm gullible. Maybe I'm gullible, and I always say, yeah, sure, I'll do it, no problem.
when they've said that to your boyfriend in the past and then don't use him going forward 3 times.
But maybe it's just you want to work. That's all. You
And
you
maybe
want
it's
to
just that people
perform.
don't like you, Mike.
Go to
I
an
mean,
open
I'm not-
mic.
Oh, speaking of, me and Mike are hosting open mics this Wednesday.
Yes,
This
One
week
Night
on
Jacks.
Wednesdays. One Night
I
Jacks.
was supposed to be there last week. I broke my back.
Yeah, what happened? You told me that today.
I'm an idiot. No, I was working out, trying to be in shape. Being a good vegan.
That's your first mistake.
Yeah,
Broke my back.
being a good Christian vegan, and pulled something left side. I've had this problem before. It's like this is probably the 3rd time I pulled the muscle there. So I'm slanted. My left side. I'll show you right now. I don't care. It's like oh man, I don't know. I mean,
Johnny's gonna show. Is this about? Just wants to show off his abs.
no, I have the abs. I have none, but it's. Oh, man, I don't know if you can tell.
What are we looking at?
I feel like I'm doing porn.
I do too. What am I looking at? Can you point
My
at
upper
it? What are we looking
side
at?
I'm tilted.
I don't know, but I'm fully erect right now.
I'm tilted. I showed it to Nigel
I
earlier
don't
today.
know what that means.
Of course you
Okay,
did.
you know what?
Oh, I see. Yeah, you're doing
Yeah.
that.
And
Okay.
what
I
did
can't-
Dr. Fullerton have to say?
He said, "You're fucked." Basically. Go
I'm
do
having
something.
pain too. I'm having what is that? Referred pain. I'm having pain from you. I'm also having pain.
But I'm tilted to the right, so my right side is screwed. I've been going.
Have you always been tilted like that, or is that something that happened?
No, this is something that happened. This is like the 3rd time it happened, like especially working out. Before that,
Like untilted eventually, like you'll untilt?
I hope I until this time. It seems like forever. It's almost a week now.
Okay.
Tomorrow will be a week. So like the pain was much worse when it first started. Like I just had to walk. I can't put pressure on my right side.
Oh damn.
Yeah, I would say maybe 2012, 2013, I was riding my bike to work and a car came and the car hit me, but it didn't hit me hard because I yelled. I was like, yo! And then like when the car came, the front wheel tilted to the left and it kind of like twisted my side and it screwed me up ever since. I went straight to the hospital.
Did you sue?
Unfortunately, I didn't. I shouldn't. I should have.
Oh, where were you, Oakerson?
Yeah, because somebody like the dude was like, "Hey, you okay? Listen, I don't want to go through the blah blah blah." I mean, he didn't hit me. I didn't die. I didn't was.
But look where you are now. Now you're tilted.
100%. Right. I was having, I was like, I was in bed and laid up. I was like, damn, I should have sued that motherfucker, but I didn't. So, just being a nice guy. That's what that serves me right. Being a good vegan.
Yep.
So.
You're trying to be a good vegan. You're a nice guy. You end up tilted. These two end up trying to be a nice guy. What happens? I give them the coronavirus.
I would tilt and eat a fucking steak right now. Yeah.
I know you gave Mike it, but you gave Tim. Tim caught it too? Oh, yeah, Tim did catch it. But I didn't know he caught it from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is all Carla's fault?
Basically, Carla gave it to me, and I gave it to Tim because we recorded a podcast one night next to each other.
So this is all Carla's fault. I'm defending Carla.
We call it the Carlonavirus.
Yeah.
She's the fucking monkey from Outbreak, for fuck's sake.
Tim, that night that we recorded that podcast, I felt like shit. I just didn't tell anybody.
Yeah, you didn't tell me, you dick. And there I am.
You know what? Then it's Mike's fault. It's Mike's fault because I didn't feel well. So I was like, guys, it was like, really, I have coronavirus. Come on, I don't have shit, but I'm not feeling well, so I'm not going to go into the studio, freak everyone out. I had a fever that night that they recorded the podcast. I was like, let me just call in.
You were at the station. You were at the station, right?
At Govs, yeah.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, Sally was there too, and I think I might have given it to her. I don't want to. I'm incriminating myself. I'm sorry, Sally. I love you.
And I'm sitting next to Richie Byrne, and Richie Byrne's talking about how everybody on fucking Dr. Oz has it. So I don't know which way to go, because Keegan's hacking up a lung. Richie Byrne's like, I've been surrounded by it for fucking months.
You know what, though? Okay, then you know what? The truth comes out now. If Mike was sick on that day already, then maybe it wasn't me. Maybe it was fucking Mike who gave it to me, and then I got it to my house. And then he gave it to you. Maybe it was all Mike, and he wants to blame me.
How would it be me?
Plot twist. This is like an M. Night Shyamalan plot twist right now.
Y'all a bunch of
there was one like big Govs radio COVID orgy in there, and everybody just caught it. Because I know Tim was in really bad shape. God, and I knew Carla and Mike were bad, but damn.
Yeah, Tim got it the worst out of all of us. Tim.
I remember Tim was laid up in the hospital, man. Yeah, that was bad. I'm glad you guys are all right, though. Wow.
I'll never recover. Fucking 4 days of watching the Cleveland show will change a man.
And all this time, it was Mike. It was Mike.
We can't prove.
You can't prove that.
You were riding the same subways I was riding, honey.
So it came from the city.
Yeah, it definitely came from the city. Either way, whether it was me or Carla, it came from the city.
Oh,
but I
man.
was working with a little Chinaman named Bill, who always wore a mask every day. Nice, super nice guy, brilliant IT expert. And but he always wore the mask. He had just been
on the 7 train, were you?
He had just gone back to China, like maybe
next Main Street.
Fucking doing a podcast with John Rocker. That's awesome.
John Rocker.
You guys batteries at me next time you see me.
Batteries. John Rock is a fucking legend, man. He's like, I'll get on the 7 train. I don't give a shit.
Dude, that fucking
some pregnant teenagers queer with AIDS.
That mullet was impressive.
The worst. I hated him so much. I hated the Braves, but I hated him.
Oh man, yeah, he was the worst, man.
Yeah, I'm not a Mets fan.
He was the biggest asshole. Yeah.
Douchebag.
Yeah.
So guys, I went to a barbecue at Mike's family's house. And let me tell you something. I knew what it was like to be in the movie Get Out. Yeah.
I'll tell you, I wish you didn't delete that picture from my phone. I would show it right now.
Flags all over the place, right? Like there was one other minority there. It was like an Indian guy. He doesn't speak. He's just stirring a cup of tea. There's like a random drunk lady who kept saying like she didn't understand what he was saying because he only speaks Indian, but they speak English in India, so I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. And I'm pretty sure when I left, they were like, "Oh, we don't understand a word she says. She only speaks Colombian."
Don't you pick on Ravi? We love Ravi.
She only speaks Colombian. And I was like trying to talk to him, and I was like, "Are you okay?" And he was like,
Oh man.
They were literally in my cousin's backyard. 6 Trump flags, a Blue Lives Matter flag. His son's in the Marine Corps. Like 2 Marine flags. I'm like, I just invited Carla to her nightmare.
Oh man.
I took a picture of her at the perfect angle, right in front of a Trump 2020 no bullshit flag, and she hacked into my phone and deleted it. It would have been hilarious to show right now. I would have made it my
God. Oh man, you would have made it your screensaver.
Isabella's texting me, how much longer are we staying at the racist barbecue?
Like, are you guys on the menu?
Yeah. She's like texting me. She's texting me, where is the potato salad with raisins? I want to take a picture of it.
Can you go in the freezer?
Indoctrinate your children into being racist.
Huh?
Indoctrinate your children into hating patriotism and telling them to be racist.
She was like, these ribs are surprisingly seasoned.
Ribs are good. The ribs are good.
Oh man.
She's like, I'm not even gonna lie. This food is very well seasoned. I'm not even gonna, I don't know. Must have been Ravi.
Yeah,
Ravi must have got in here.
Thanks, Ravi. But Ravi couldn't say a word.
He just had the cup of tea.
Ravi couldn't take credit for it. Or maybe they got it from Zorns. Maybe they got it from Zorns. We don't know which Zorns, though. We don't know which Zorns.
Poor Ravi. Why do you hate Ravi so much, Carla?
I love Ravi. I'm just, you guys like sucked out his brain and put one of your ancestors into him.
Yeah, it's better than going to one of your family's parties.
I asked him if his name was Ravi, and he told me to just call him great grandpa Keegan. And I was like, okay.
Oh man, you can't flash a picture at Ravi though.
Yeah.
All the truth will come.
I was like, "What's Ravi short for?" And he was like, "Seamus O'Keegan." I was like,
"Don't shit on my Uncle Ravi."
Holy cow!
Did they hang the flags up on purpose for Carla?
They overdid it a little bit, I think, because of Carla.
Like that'll get him to break up. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
That is. She won't get her green card now.
Mrs. Keegan called ahead and was like, "Listen, I need a favor."
Well,
did Mike ADHD show up?
he was outside with a sign.
Oh man, that was the funniest thing. It was so random.
I know, when Carla told me about that.
It was really random. It was like just like we were just in the shot of it. It was like, whoa. I was like, I think it's Carla's like, wait, hold up. He's really saying who I think he's saying. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, that was great. Johnny goes, he'd tell me like, did you hear that? I'm like, what? He's saying local comedian Mike Keegan. That's what he's saying. I'm like, shut up. No, he's not.
Put it in context. Like we spoke about it on the podcast before, so everyone knows that Carla and Johnny were one of the protests in Merrick, and they're just walking and all just faintly they just hear "fuck Mike Keegan, fuck Mike." Johnny's like, "Did you hear that?"
And I was like, "I sure did. Fuck Mike Keegan. Fuck Mike Keegan."
Carla's like, "I thought that was my inner monologue."
Oh, I thought that was just in my head. Fuck Mike Keegan. Oh, no, you hear it too? You hear it too? Okay.
It was so random. I was like, whoa. It just came out of nowhere. I was like, Carla, you sure you want to do that?
So
I'm
hilarious.
Like, yeah, sure.
Why
When are
did
they
you
gonna
not
come up to
record it?
If someone's gonna come up to me like fuck Mike Keegan, I'm like, yeah, fuck him. I don't fuck him.
It was like 2 hours before that I was getting into a fight with him on Facebook.
And then after the whole thing was over, we went to the gazebo. Remember the lady gave me the water job?
Yeah.
Out of nowhere, she's like, "Watch my water."
I have to go pick up my kid. She's gone for like an hour and a half.
Was it a white lady?
She's like Hispanic.
Yeah, she was Latino.
If you to a white lady at the protest, be like, "Here, hold my water."
She was like, "Hey, young man, can you just watch my water?" It was just
You
so.
work here, right?
Yeah, you work here. That's what I got. Yeah, like, I assume. It's like going to the Fairway in Westbury. It's like, hey, you work here, right? And like, no, I don't.
That was fucking brilliant, dude.
When you go to a wedding, yeah, park my car.
Yeah. So we just start working the gazebo water and just giving out water.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but the lady was nice. She had a big following on Instagram too. So
What was her name? Everybody's mom?
something like that, because she goes like, "Oh, I'm going to the protest in Manhattan."
Protest mom? Was it protest mom?
Something like that, and then I was like, "I'm heading down to the protest in Newark," and then she's a you know, she's a caretaker. She's like the Mother Teresa of protest. She just hands out water around the
I'm
tri-state
looking
area.
her up.
Those George Soros funded waters.
They didn't have a label, so you might be onto something, Tim.
So
You might be. You might be
We
right.
find this water from the deepest of the deep state.
But it was just so random. So we watched the water. It was a fun night because it was like the first time I got to reunite with everybody. Just about. It was, you know, me, Carla, Renee Fuentes, Sean Brown.
You know, everybody was not racist, aka not Mike.
Yeah.
Mike was noticeably absent.
I was only absent because I was fishing. Otherwise, I would have been there. I'd love to hang out with you guys.
Yeah, it was a good walk. It was a nice, powerful walk. No, it wasn't like the day.
I definitely would have been there if you guys were just like staying still. It's a lot of cardio walking. And I'm happy to stand with you guys and support. But
it was funny because I think Renee went in the back to smoke weed or something. Me and Carl, like, I think we lost Renee, and then Sean saw his brother.
Yeah.
So just
Kathy Arnold like left with like the LGBTQ
Yeah,
that was there.
You guys had a good
excited.
crew.
I would have been standing right next to ADHD. He's talking about me. He's talking about me.
So me and Carla was left to fend for ourselves, and it was just, we had a
great time. It was
funny. And we were tired. My legs and my feet were sore. I was like, this is worse than any workout I ever did.
We worked a lot.
Merrick Road, the whole strip of Merrick Road, and then around the corner.
And up to Sunrise and back to the train station.
Yeah, and I remember you was like, "Oh, I'm going to get some bubble tea."
Anko?
Black Lives Matter, and she's like, "Yeah, after this bubble tea." So, and then I remember just hearing like somebody's going on they went on the Southern State Parkway. I was like, all right, that's where I draw the line. I'm not going on the Southern State.
Yeah. That's like, are we still walking? He was like, no, we're parents. We quit.
Yeah. Because it was funny. Kathy sent us the invite to go. And then me and Carla just talking as parents were like, should we even go? And it was like, we were pressuring each other. Carla, I'll go if you go. I was like, I'll go if you go. And I can't get out of it now. And they call us text, like, you go. So I go pick up Sean. And then after that, I pick up Sean from, he lives in Glendale, Queens. So I jet over there. I go from Bayside, go to Glendale. Drive out to and just meet you guys, and they call us like, "Where are you?" Like, "I'm coming, Carla. I'm coming. I didn't desert you. I didn't leave you behind. I'm on my way."
Hey, God bless the young kids that are getting out there and they're vocal now, because like I want to be with them, but I'm not doing all that.
Yeah,
I'll stand there and I'll be here.
If there was a float,
but they got the energy. God bless them.
Yeah, if there was a float that Keegan can do, that would.
Exactly. Exactly. We should do that. Yeah.
I got a lawn chair and encouragement. That's what I got.
Maybe not so much with you on the float. Throwing that out there. Maybe you.
There's
one float. God, that would be amazing.
Mike Keegan riding on a float in the middle of the BLM.
I feel like we put somebody else on the float.
BLM shirt. That would be.
Oh, that would be fucking.
Or Mike carried around like Caesar in a toga.
All you need is one person to go through my Facebook history.
That would have been awesome. I was like, thank you, Mike. We appreciate you, man.
One person
Yeah,
did.
no,
It
I'm
was
here
Mike
for you guys.
ADHD.
Yeah. I'm here for you guys on to Southern State. Let's do it.
Yeah, Southern State. The
We just have
Southern
him on the
State.
float. Like, this is the white privilege float. Here we have actual white
This is
privilege.
diversity. We let everybody in.
White privilege supports this movement. Or I could just sit on the back of the convertible. I'll do that.
Yeah. Like JFK.
It's just a float of Mike being let off with a warning.
It'd be like JFK, and then Carla could scoop my brains off the back of the Lincoln.
There is no brains. Nothing
Tastes like barbecue sauce.
nothing there.
Zorns.
Maybe it smells like
from
Zorn's barbecue
Rich-
sauce.
Rich Zorns, though.
I feel
Is this
like I
Zorn's the
would want
best
to.
thing? Yeah.
This is Zorn's of Belmore. I know.
Yeah,
They
Mike
should-
wasn't shot. He just bit into a really juicy rib.
They should have the other Zorns spell it backwards, like Bizarro Zorns.
Yeah, they have a white sign. They have a white sign with blue lettering. They should do a blue sign with white lettering.
White letter.
Zorns.
Or what would it be backwards?
You just call it
Norse?
snores. Or whatever it is.
Snores.
It's like Coming to America with McDowell's.
Yeah, exactly. We have the
I love Coming to America when John Amos explains the Big Mac.
Oh, yeah.
No seeds on my bike.
No seeds. We leave out the seeds.
McDonald's has the golden arches. We have the golden arcs.
Arc, yeah. Oh, it's fucking great, man. I can't wait for the sequel. I think it's gonna be all right.
Yep.
I think it's gonna be good. You
I hope so.
can't get it. It's one of the best,
I
man.
hope so.
I don't think you can miss with that.
Arsenio stand-up was yikes. It was a rough one.
But
Did you see it?
I heard
no.
it's a tough watch.
It's not the greatest.
hi, Mia, baby.
It's a rough go. He's having a rough time transitioning into like the
Yeah, it's one of those things like you hear the name Arsenio. I mean, that's what makes comedy great,
It's a
where
legend.
it's all subjective. I mean, and to see certain people that haven't done it in a long time come back, it's very interesting because to see if they can keep up with the times. There's some that can, and there's some that can't. And that's the interesting about comedy. It's like if you're out the game, it's like, getting back on a bicycle. That's why like Eddie Murphy, like, they remember the rumor that like he's coming back to stand up and they're going to secretly put him in the clubs at the time,
Yeah.
whatever. But I don't think that's going to happen because it's like he's so,
He might have even tried it and it just didn't hit. But like when
Yeah.
Chappelle came back, he came back with a vengeance and he was phenomenal.
Chappelle's different because Chappelle did so much comedy. He probably did more comedy in a day than we probably do in a year. You know what I'm saying? He's one of those guys. He'll hold a comedy club hostage if he has to, and the
Yeah, he'll
crowd.
be there for 6 hours. Yeah.
And they won't
Yeah, I heard
leave.
it, and they won't leave because Chappelle is just so. I think he's at the point. He might have surpassed a lot of people with the stuff he's doing now. Just putting out.
Look
so
at
much,
the last special he did. I mean, it wasn't comedy. He's just such a good communicator
Right.
that you're there for a comedy show, but you'll listen and he'll throw in the little, but it was phenomenal. And he's such a good communicator.
Yeah, but I mean, like in the last 2 years, what he had 4 or 5 specials on Netflix alone. That's sick.
Yeah.
That's insane, and it's not, and none of it is bad.
No.
Like you can go off far and say like Sticks and Stones, I think was the favorite one. You could say
Yeah.
some of them were like they were maybe B level, maybe even A minus, but like they're not bad. You can't be like, oh, that you can't even say it kind of sucks. It's just like Chappelle's at a level now.
Worst
Like, 'cause
is
the
better
ability-
than 98% of the best out there.
Yeah, and
He's at
he's
a
one of
level-
those guys that
Well, he's at a
Yeah,
level now
Carl.
that if you see something, you're like, well, it wasn't his best, but it's worlds better than anything else you're going to see. So it's a Chappelle B. That's
Yeah.
what it is. It's a Chappelle B or a Chappelle B minus, but that's an A plus for anybody else.
Yeah.
He's just
and
I
it's
could
so
listen to him
effortless.
talk and talk and talk for hours. I mean,
Yeah. and it's so effortless. That's what bothers me. I was like, this guy doesn't write. He just gets up there,
talks.
takes out the microphone, and then that's it. He doesn't. There's no notebook on him. Like, you know, you see Seinfeld. That's another guy I respect a lot because he still loves it to this day, and he'll go to any comedy club and just drop in and just want to, you know, just does it for the love of it. And like, you know, he'll bring notes and stuff, and you know, and there's nothing wrong with that. But Chappelle just goes up there and just opens his mouth,
just talks,
and it's gold. It's like, it's not fair, bro.
It's not fair. He is a modern day philosopher, whereas Seinfeld is like a scientist with words.
Yeah.
Like Seinfeld loves the nuance of just changing even how you want to say a certain word at a certain time. He loves playing around with shit like that. Whereas Chappelle, I mean,
he'll just go.
Best orator.
Look at Chappelle in the one special. He tells you the punchline before he tells you the joke, and it still
works.
It's insane, man.
It's brilliant.
Yeah. Same thing I thought about with Patrice. I remember like hearing like after he passed and listening to O&A for like the 3 hours, and they all had something to say. And Bill Burr said he's like, I'd never seen him go to CVS and buy a notepad or a pen. He would just go up there and just
talk
and just talk and just make people laugh the way nobody other comedian laugh. And we all been around long enough to be around comedy and just to see these pros just go up there and even see some guys. And that's the beauty about what we do, and seeing guys that are, you know, ahead of us or guys we've been watching for years get better, and like, you know, even see them kind of struggle when we know they're funny as hell. But, you know, even though, like, you know, it's all trial and error. We see guys that we admire go up there, do it. And then, you know, if they didn't have a great set, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you wouldn't even know, you know what I'm saying? But they're like,
you're like, oh my God. But like one of the people that's just not a household name who I feel is like that could just talk, Keith Anthony, the Long Island comic.
Oh yes, absolutely, man.
Beast. And like, listen, he could just go up there and just spitball for an hour, and it's hilarious. It's smart. He looks at what he does. He'll get there. He'll look around the room, and his first 10 minutes are just observations about the room, and he's just a genius.
And if nothing goes his way, he doesn't care.
He's also very handsome.
Very handsome.
And if nothing goes his way, he doesn't care. I remember meeting him when I used to like work at Broadway. Yeah. And he would be there all the time. And then I would just see him, and it was like, he'll just go up there, and he was having a tough time, but he didn't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? Back then I would have cried. I was like, oh, I think I'm not going to do this for another month.
Bro, and, you know, even being friends with him, beyond that, he's one of my favorite comics. Because I could just watch. I was doing a show with him at the brokerage, and there were like 4 other comics on the show. Keith Anthony's headlining, standing room only at the brokerage. And usually the way the brokerage is set up, all the comics hang out at the bar.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Comic was in that tiny little room by where you check in. Every comic was just huddled in there watching Keith Anthony just destroy. And it was phenomenal. You don't never see comics watching another comic, you know?
Yeah. It's amazing. Like, same thing with when you go to the city and you go, like, you know, to a club, and then certain guys, you know, like David Tell has that appeal too, where like everybody just stops and then they just walk in the room like
those guys.
Yep. It's like, what's going on? It's like, whoa, wait, like I'm like, what am I hearing? Like laughter that you wouldn't hear. You know what I'm saying? You'll get your guys like I kill, but then you see those guys like, what the fuck am I doing wrong? I don't know. Another guy, like when I like worked at New York, Aaron Berg, guy, you just, oh my God, he just goes up there, nothing, just goes up there, and you're like, holy shit. And everybody would stop, and everybody like, yo, we're gonna watch Berg. I was like, well, I gotta clean the toilet. But then you would just hear the laughter from the bathroom and be like, what the fuck is going on in there?
Mike, you were just on In Hot Water saying racist shit.
I was on In Hot Water with being racist with Berg and Visconti,
Yeah.
No, we were being racial, not.
What does that mean? You were being racial. What is 3 white guys? What does that mean when 3 white guys are being racial? What does that mean exactly, Mike?
About current events.
Look how upset you have. Look how upset you have, Johnny. You have him all tilted to the left.
I'm okay. Yeah, I'm tilted to the left.
No, he just straightened out. Holy shit!
Yeah,
Got him so mad he straightened out.
it's a
Tilted to the
miracle.
right.
But no,
Don't say Bubba Wallace. It'll be a thing.
People don't know how to speak humor, and
Johnny, do you want to tell our vaccination story?
Uh,
Our Facebook vaccination story? Or no,
Oh,
we're not talking about
the
that.
only reason why, because of my wife, I wouldn't do that to her.
You don't want to talk. You don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, my wife. Like then it seems like I'm coming off as like bad not math for my wife, but I thank you. Yeah, in the other room, but I thank you.
Oh, she's in the other room. You're gonna get
Yeah,
trouble.
I'm getting trouble.
So let me ask you a question. So you are I'm gonna call you a pro or an anti-vaxxer. You guys are like midway vaxxers, right? Like you have questions.
I wouldn't say midway, but I was like, I was like, all right, we got to get him in school. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, like, but going forward, how do you feel about the coronavirus vaccine? Are you gonna get it? Are you gonna get it for your son? How do you? Because I'm super pro vaxxer, and I have my questions about it.
Oh no, I think everybody does, because nobody knows what's going on. Not even the scientists knows. Well, people still getting sick, so nobody knows any. I think nobody knows anything. That's why I think 2020 will be the last year on Earth, and Jesus will be here and take us.
I think it's the aliens.
Black Jesus, white Jesus.
I think it's the aliens. That's why they admitted that there are aliens.
I love Black Jesus.
Yeah, E.T. Jesus. Eddie.
In November, we're gonna find out Kanye West is actually Jesus. He's gonna be president, and then we're gonna. But
I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm not saying like I don't know, because nobody knows anything. I don't think anybody knows anything.
Like, I'm a pro-vaxxer also, but I mean, look at everything that changes.
Are you?
Yeah, why? What would make you think that I'm not?
You get a flu shot?
Sometimes. Only because I'm lazy. Only because I'm lazy.
Only because I'm lazy.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's fair.
At the barbecue yesterday, you literally said coronavirus is a hoax.
No, I didn't.
You did.
Well, he's got to keep up with appearances.
How can I say it's a hoax? I had it. It's not a hoax.
Well, first of all, you're in the closet about having coronavirus. Like, you're like, oh, maybe I just had pneumonia.
Survivor.
Yeah.
Wildly exaggerated, but yeah. So here, let me. Can I get a thought out without you interrupting for a minute? All right. So, but look how unsure they are about everything. Every day, even just today, they're like, "Oh, we don't know. Maybe it is airborne." Meanwhile, like a month ago, they said it's not airborne.
Nobody said it wasn't airborne.
To trust the vaccine, yeah, they did. But read a book.
No, they didn't.
So,
nobody ever said that. No one said that. Nobody said it wasn't airborne.
Yeah.
No, nobody said that.
They said
literally,
we don't think it's airborne.
Literally, no one said that.
The WHO.
Literally, no one said that. Okay.
The WHO said they weren't sure that it was
nobody.
airborne. The WHO did say that. However, I mean, the WHO's been fucking wrong for the whole entire time.
They go back and forth. You know what it is? They want to be right. They want it to stick, but they also don't know. So they have to say something.
But it's the reason why we've been told to wear masks for so long is because it is airborne.
Yeah.
And
they
this
don't
has
know.
been months and months we've been told we should be wearing masks.
Yeah.
So.
And masks is another thing. But like I'm saying with the vaccines, to stay on topic, is I wouldn't be the first person to get it. I'd wait. I don't want to be the first person to get it.
And there's a good chance somebody might get it again.
Yeah, they're saying the antibodies are only lasting for 3 to 6 months, 3 to 4
But again,
months.
they're saying nobody knows. They just keep saying and saying and saying. So
yeah, nobody knows because this is a new virus. That's how that works. This is new, a new virus.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
brand new. We haven't worked with it yet. It's a practice of medicine.
Okay.
They're practicing. They're
so
trying to figure it out.
When she says something,
they're practicing. It's why it's the practice of medicine. It's the practice of medicine. They're trying to figure it out. That's why they call
At the end of the day, we're all gonna die. It doesn't. I don't even know.
So eat. Long story short, eat meat.
No, I tell you, I went to Roll and Roaster. I went to Roll and Roaster. Yeah, let's go to Jollibee.
I wasn't gonna call you out for going to Roll and Roaster, but
oh man, let's go. Let's all go. Let's make a tour of this.
Roll and Roaster is my favorite.
Roll and Roaster. Yeah, we'll be like the Ghostbusters. I'll be Winston. Let's all go. Go to Roll and Roaster. Let's go to Jollibee. Let's go to Kerry Valley Deli.
I'll tell you a secret. I'll tell you one of Mike's secrets. Like, what was it, like a year ago that we went to Jollibee on Christmas?
Yeah. That was fun.
Yeah, and then we were like texting each other about Jollibee after, and Mike was like being really jealous. He's like, "What do you do? We talking to Johnny McDonald again? You talking to Johnny McDonald again?" I'm like, "We're fucking talking about chicken, you animal. What's wrong with you?"
You don't eat spaghetti and hot dogs with me.
I was thinking that. I was like, damn, I think I'm bothering Carla too much about food and stuff. And that's like Mike's department.
We should really get pineapple juice right now.
Yeah.
I think Donald Trump himself can talk to Carla about food and she'll be like, all right, I'm listening.
Like, steak with ketchup, you say?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I'm open to a lot of things. Even the bat soup I was defending, but steak with ketchup, I'm just not going to do. I'm not doing it.
They just have to find a healthier way to cook the bat.
With ketchup.
Yeah, exactly.
Well done with ketchup, apparently, is the way.
Or where they get the bat from. That's
Yeah, yes. You gotta source the bat from
yeah.
Gotta
be organic.
Bat.
You gotta be organic.
Bat.
Yeah.
A reputable bat monger.
Not a bat flying in an NBA arena that Manu Ginobili swats out of the sky. That's a basketball reference, if you.
Yep.
He's Argentinian.
Yeah. Okay. I know you guys knew. That's why I just wanted to make sure. So, what's scary too is like with the coronavirus too. Like, you know, NBA is supposed to start, baseball is supposed to start, but everybody's getting sick.
Yeah. Look at the Yankees. The first day, 2 guys come down with COVID. And Masahiro Tanaka gets a line drive.
Exactly. So it's like, yeah, I'm just like, put a wrap on 2020. Just come back in 2021. Nothing.
Well, I mean, I'm excited for football to come back, but baseball, it's a wash. You're gonna play what, 60 games with nobody in the audience?
Yeah, at this point now, yeah, it's a wash. I mean, with the NFL, you have time. Like, you hopefully in at least by it's July. Well, it's tough because July usually like. NFL is kind of like an all year round thing because these guys are in the train. The voluntary camps, and then they
gotta be in shape for those games. If they're not getting the full training regimen, then they're gonna get hurt.
Brady's holding a training camp right now.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah, because Brady's God, and he has his own. He probably has his own, intergalactic place he goes to.
He does. Get all those HEPA filters.
Karen's telling Brady for training now.
Guys, I just want to point out, if we all just look at Tim real fast, he's also slanted to the side. Tim's like,
he is slanted, but he's just doing like a gangster lean.
Yeah, I'm not just saying that. Keegan beat me to it. Keegan beat me to it.
Also, my back is fucked up.
He's like an OG driving in his lowrider in Inglewood or something.
This is podcast Tim.
He's like Ice Cube, and
he's like, and what?
Rolling in his 6'4". On Crenshaw. That's what he's doing.
Tim's got scoliosis.
True.
I might have, they said I'd probably have it. So your spine is like all, it's not, is it bad, or is it like,
It's bad. Like,
it's bad.
I had I had back surgery 11 years ago.
Okay.
Why? Why did you have that?
Because I had 2 discs that were just done from years of. I played football for like 14 years. So
yeah, that'll do it.
You know, and I'm a fat fuck, so it wasn't like my joints were just like, go fuck your mother, and that was that.
Is that like?
They're like, why
is that like what happens? Yeah. Is that like what happens to dachshunds when they get fat and it like pulls down on their spine?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
that's the thing that happens to wiener dogs.
I would just fucking. If you want to cap me like Old Yeller, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm not a good one.
Take him out to the pasture.
You'd be in a glue factory right now.
You had what is I believe the clinical term is wiener dog surgery.
Tim passed over the Rainbow Bridge today.
Tim is the original Old Yeller.
Yeah.
He just fucking yells a lot.
He yells, "Hey, Nyaleen, here's my love."
Oh, you know what I wanted to talk about? I think you posted the article that we initially were talking about at the beginning of the show. of the chick in the park that is now up on charges for calling the cops on
Central
Bird
Park
Watch.
Karen.
Yeah, Amy Cooper. Amy Cooper.
What are they charging her with? I did not read the article. I'm
False
sorry,
report,
I'm
right?
unprepared.
False report.
Yeah. And as soon as she picked up the phone, she said, an African-American man is harassing me. And while choking her dog, like while putting her dog in like a Colombian necktie.
Yeah.
Why does it have to be a Colombian necktie, Johnny? Why?
Before she said
That's
that
the phrase,
Racist.
Carla.
It's racist.
That is, yeah. I
before
think
she
we were
said
all.
that harassing her, she told him, she goes, I'm gonna call them and tell them that an African American man is harassing
Yep.
me.
Yep.
Like, it goes. I love. You know what? Also, I love. Her name was what? Amy Cooper.
Yep.
His name was Christian Cooper. They had the same last name. Every article was just like no relation in parentheses.
No
like,
relation.
no,
Yeah.
no. Wait, a little bit of ink there, buddy.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure as soon as that was over, they both hopped on Ancestry.
They did. Oh, it turns out you used to own. Never mind.
She's Canadian, right? She's Canadian. She's gonna get deported.
No, she's a bitch.
She's gonna get deported, or she's just gonna leave.
I honestly thought Mike was just gonna say no. He's Canadian. I was like,
He's from Canada.
Well, to be fair, he was being the Karen first. He was yelling at her for having the dog off the leash.
You shouldn't have your fucking dog off the leash in a public park.
She way out Karen'd him.
Yeah.
yeah, she did. She gave away our secret. There's a black guy afoot.
That dog.
Come help.
Yeah, she thought that was gonna work against you. Nope. We have camera phones. All the racists are getting caught. So you really got to be careful.
Her on camera going, I'm going to call the police, tell them an African American man's harassing me. He's like, just, all right, do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Can you say that one more time?
Mm-hmm.
And she's a crazy person. Did you hear like a year or
And
so?
there's an ex-boyfriend, that I think she stalked for a while.
And she gave him $60,000 for a divorce to get divorced from his wife.
And she also had a problem with the doorman at her building. She had something going on with him, some kind of racial thing.
No way.
Supposedly, whenever you speak to her and she's with her dog, she either speaks to you as her dog or in a baby voice. That's what like people close to her were saying. They're like she's never like spoken. She's always talked to us in a baby voice, or she pretends to be her dog.
They're like, hey, good morning. She's like, Mr. Fluffles thinks it's a great morning.
Yeah. Well, Waffles think it's like, all right, you're at work now.
Oh man. Is it like
Mr.
one of those
Fluffles thinks I need a raise.
Maybe she was living in one of those universes where only the dog talks to her while they're in their apartment. Like, I think you're being a racist bitch. And like, I'll show you. Let's take a walk, buddy.
Should I call myself Daughter of Sam?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a crazy person.
Absolutely.
Basically, they're saying that the maximum penalty is only like a year or so. So hopefully it just deports.
No, I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, she's going to get, I mean, it is what it is. That's how much time, I guess I guess that's fair because, I mean, she didn't kill anybody. I mean,
and it is fair, but still, like, she could have ruined that guy's life.
Absolutely. 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 I mean, whatever happens, whatever happens. I mean, she already is suffering from it now. Yeah. I think she lost her job.
Yeah, she
did her job.
I'm surprised she hasn't moved back to Canada. They took her dog.
Trudeau won't take her.
They gave her a dog back. What I heard, they gave her a dog back.
They did give it back. I think it was like 10 days later they gave it the dog back.
Trudeau won't take her.
Because I guess they had mercy and they said,
there was no damage to the dog.
Trudeau said, we have Rocco Luca Magnotti over this. He treats animals better.
Yeah.
So they gave her back the dog. I remember that.
Yeah. So that's my big issue is like that. If they didn't catch her saying that I'm going to call the police and lie to them, like she really could have ruined that dude's life like for a long time.
No, that's absolutely true.
That's like when people lie about rape. I mean, that should be
absolutely, because you can ruin. Yeah, you can take everything from somebody in a heartbeat.
Well,
And
false reporting in general should be,
for any false
highly-
reporting.
Yeah, I mean it's.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is 1 year in jail, which sounds like it's not bad, but it's also, her life is pretty fucked for the rest of her life, also. Though. So,
Yeah.
You got to go back to Canada. That's it. Go back.
They don't
Go
want her
back.
up there.
We
Yeah.
have enough shitty people here already. Take her back.
That's why they sent her.
I know.
Yeah. You'll fit right in.
They
Go ahead.
should send her to Chaz.
Go to New York. Hey, they're all assholes.
Yeah, go to New York. They're burning that city down. Send her there.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
But what's good, people get caught. Like, do you remember the Uber driver that caught the guy? He was a gay Latino Trump supporter.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
What?
I'm not Latino, Carla. As much as you try to make me Latino, I'm not.
And
Mike's like, where? I'll date him.
But he really ruined his, like, he really just said the worst thing you could say. And what's cool, naked baby. What's cool is, like, that guy got like he had no filter. He gave out his phone number.
Yeah.
If you remember during the call.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
He said, and he gave out his phone. So people started calling him out on his BS. I even attempted to call him after that, but he cut off his phone. And Channel 11 News followed up about him. He said, my life is ruined. I messed up. I said something real heinous and disgusting. He lost his job. He lost everything. And the guy, and you couldn't help but side with the Uber driver because he was so humble. He didn't say a word. He didn't argue back. He was like, I'm just going to record your stupid ass. And you're going to get yourself in trouble.
Well, the about face that the chick with the Confederate flag did on the back of the truck was astounding. That happened in a day.
Black out? Wasn't that her story? She blacked out and just
a problem drinker.
She hit problem drinker. You get a couple of those highballs in you, and you just become a racist.
Just like periodically over Johnny's shoulder, there's just like a little like naked baby dancing.
Yeah,
like,
just dancing.
He just pops
and then Johnny's nonchalantly
out.
trying to switch position.
Like it's New Year's Day. I just don't want to get it caught up. You see Johnny McDonald, doing kiddie porn, having this baby naked.
You just move your shoulders to hide his junk.
Somebody will find a way to interpret that. I don't know.
It would be a lot more unsettling if it was happening behind Tim.
Yeah. Tim and his gangster lean.
You don't know what happens behind his backdrop.
Yeah, we don't know.
It's a small world back there.
There's probably a whole orgy going on of little people.
Exactly.
We call them midget. No, I'm sorry. Holy shit. You know what? People take it too far, though. Like, there was that video of that dude. I guess he got cut off by that woman, and he followed her back to her house, and you saw her, like, she was flipping out.
Oh, yes, that was old. Yeah. I'm married to a black guy.
I'm married to a black guy is my favorite thing ever.
Yeah.
But like, really,
I'd be like, prove it, bring him down and show me his dick.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, you're married to a black guy, so you're trying to ruin another black life?
Yeah. That was hilarious.
You have to follow somebody home and make an example of them because they cut you off of traffic. Now I don't know what. Supposedly he said that she dropped the N-word at him or whatever, and
yeah, we don't know the full story at the end of the day.
Fucking, people are assholes. Go about your day.
Yeah.
Follow somebody to their house so you can get a viral video, and apparently that guy's done that more than once to other people.
Oh, so the guy was playing the victim. He might be one of those guys that
he's one of those dudes apparently
that does it for a living.
Listen, I'm all for pointing and shaming the hell out of people. Like, go to town. Absolutely. If you say something abhorrent or you're just a complete ass bag.
There was that one video also. There was a white woman. She threw an N-bomb at this girl, and then the girl had it on camera. She didn't have that on camera, but she just followed her around with the camera, and the white woman's just trying to hide. So she runs into a bank, and then nobody in the bank cared because all the tellers were all black, so they were just letting this woman go. And then she's crying and telling the girl that she threw the N-word to. She's like, "You people are trying to ruin my life." Oh my God! You people are trying to ruin my life.
I think that's the straw. I think once a racist is caught out there and they try to negotiate, please, you people.
Yeah, that's exactly what she did. And because she realized she's on camera, she's the next one that's going to be on Facebook.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we know how to ruin lives. Like lives could be ruined in a second. You know,
we got to do now. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike, how have you avoided this?
Because I'm not a racist. I don't hate any person because of their color.
He hasn't, Theater 3.
I do hate little Swedish girls who think they are climate experts.
It's true.
But
good Lord.
Oh my God! Anybody see Hamilton?
It was great.
No, I don't have Disney Plus.
I told you.
I can lie and say I did.
I'll lend you my password if you need it.
I don't have Disney Plus. I would like to watch it.
I told them they could have my password too.
I'm gonna go ahead. Once I get a
really
Disney Plus password, it's probably gonna be about 10 days before I get to Hamilton because I gotta watch all the Disney movies first. I gotta go through like Little Mermaid and The Lion King and Snow White and Cinderella. I gotta go through all that and then I'll get to Hamilton.
It's gonna be a chain reaction and then you'll never get to watch Hamilton.
Yeah. No, I can't watch Hamilton. I have to watch the Shaggy DA. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I have to watch cartoon Aladdin. I have to watch Beauty and the Beast, live action Beauty and the Beast, Cinderella, live action.
Will Smith Aladdin.
Live action Aladdin.
Prince Aladdin.
Little Mermaid, live action Little Mermaid. There's a lot going on.
Will Smith
I watched the live action Aladdin for the first time last night.
And, Didn't Guy Ritchie do
that?
Yeah, who made you do this?
Wasn't it Guy Ritchie? I feel like it was Guy Ritchie.
Yeah, it's a Guy Ritchie film.
It is really Guy Ritchie?
Yeah.
Really? I did not know that.
Which is unbelievable.
Good. Jafar is such a pussy in that movie, though. He's so much scarier in the cartoon.
He is.
Like until he gets all the powers, he's like a pussy. I wasn't intimidated.
He is.
I can't hear that shit without fucking thinking Aladdin 4 Jafar goes to the optometrist.
Jafar goes west.
Is it 1 or is it 2? 1 or 2?
Yeah.
Mike hates watching Disney movies with me because I sing along, and he's like,
"Oh my God!" I'm like, so we went to like one of those
because you don't like Jewish people. He knows.
Exactly. Because we're at one of those drive-in movie theaters, and I'm like, Carla, we're in public. There's people everywhere, and she's like belting out A Whole New World.
Oh man, Carla's just thinking where she's on a magic carpet. He's like, no, put your hands on the steering wheel.
There's no call for that.
Carla, get it from on top of the car.
Sitting next to pitchy Vanessa Williams.
Yeah, that's gonna be a no from me, dog.
I'm not your Peebo Bryson. I'm not doing it.
You certainly are not. You are not, sir. You are not. You are no Peebo Bryson. I can tell you right now.
Real quick, Peebo Bryson, one of the most legendary hairlines.
It's true.
It's halfway there. Him and George Jefferson, just legendary legendary hairlines. But Peebo Bryson gets very made fun of in the black community by
very made fun.
Yes. Legendary hairline.
It is impressive.
Yeah. But Hamilton was great, man. I mean, I saved $3,000, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Very helpful.
I remember what
Joe Pontillo wrote. He's like, I wanted to get the full theater experience though, so I just took $2,000 and burned it while I watched Hamilton.
Yeah, that was great. That was hilarious. It was great. Because right now, even at the time, before the pandemic, I think the cheapest tickets were like $400, and you're like, oh, "Fuck you! Yeah. I'm good."
I'll wait until coronavirus and watch it on TV.
Yeah, and you don't get the original cast. You won't get Lin-Manuel Miranda has moved on to do
In the Heights.
It's Lou Diamond Phillips in the
It's Lou Diamond Phillips.
He was in a movie recently. I forgot what movie he was in.
Was he really?
He's still alive?
No, Lin-Manuel Miranda. I'm
Oh, I
saying he
think
was.
Diamond Phillips. I thought he was dead.
Was it the first Power 2, the second Power?
I can't remember. Lin-Manuel, he was recently in something. And before that,
what the hell was he in? He did Curb 2 seasons
he
ago.
did Curb.
Right?
Oh, that was hilarious.
Great.
That was great. And they finally wrote the screenplay. Oh, I mean the play yet. Oh, it was great.
Yeah.
I loved him.
Fatwa
In
the
that.
musical.
Yeah. Fatwa, yes, that whole season was great.
That was
man.
fucking amazing. That's a guy who just keeps churning out brilliance.
Oh my God.
Larry David.
Yeah, Larry David. I can't wait till they do a new season with like the pandemic and shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, once every 50 years. They're gonna
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it is. That's what Larry David said. He was in an interview on the Michael K show. He's like, I have the greatest job ever. I work once every 10 years.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I don't need to do any. Yeah, I'm like I'm good. I don't need to do anything. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So he's in.
When Curb comes back, though, the stuff he can do with the pandemic is going to be phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
This past season was great about it. All he did was make a spite store because he got in a fight with a
it was beautiful, beautiful. That was great. What's it? Oh my God, Mocha Joe.
Mocha Joe's Latte Larry's.
Latte Larry's hilarious, and he framed Mocha Joe for stealing bootleg DVD.
Yeah.
That was so funny.
Such a good show.
I just looked up what Lin-Manuel Miranda was in. He was in Mary Poppins.
Oh, was he really?
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
the
yes.
remake of Mary Poppins, because I remember he
Oh, I
had a
didn't
big.
see that.
I didn't
was
see it
he?
either.
The chimney
I think-
sweep?
I think so.
Yes.
I think so.
Racist,
yeah.
Carla. Racist.
I'm just trying
Who was he?
to
Yeah, seriously. Who was he? The landscaper? I don't know.
Now that's in your version of Mary Poppins, Mike.
They don't have chimney sweeps in Washington Heights. He was a fire escape expert. That's. But he was in Mary Poppins. He had a cameo in Rise of the Skywalker too. I don't remember that. But.
Did he? I feel like everybody was in that thing though.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody.
I
was in
kind of think I remember seeing him and wondering if that was him.
it. Yeah. It's one of those times. It's funny. You ever ran into a famous or see somebody, like we're in the city a lot, and see somebody, it's like, I think that's who I think it is, and you're like, nah, that's not him, and then it ends up being him or her.
Yeah, Benjamin Bratt I ran into on the Upper West Side.
Yeah, and you're like,
I was like, oh.
Did you want to say something that's like, that's not him, and then you're like, holy
No,
shit,
he opened the
that's
door for me, and he was like, go ahead, beautiful lady, and I was like,
Oh, wow.
But did you know
we
it
could
was
get
him?
married right
Carla went
Did you
through the
know
door
that
and he
was
said,
him, or
not
did
you.
I did.
Nah.
I did. I was like, fuck your wife. Come on, come with me. We'll run away together.
I remember, I know Tim's a big hip hop fan.
Yeah.
Last week, and I swear to God, Sunday, I was like, I live in Bayside. Northern Boulevard, there's a 7-Eleven, and I went there to cash a lottery ticket to see if I won any money. And outside, I see 4 guys, they're like talking on bicycles.
Mhm.
And one of the guys is the infamous DJ Premier from Gangstar fame, if you know.
Really?
Yes.
Does he live in Bayside?
I don't think so, but this is what I'm thinking it's him, but I'm thinking, like, what is DJ Premier doing in Bayside, Queens? That is weird. That is weird to me. And he was riding with 3 other people.
Huh.
And it just didn't make sense. But they're talking to him around them like he's like, they all know each other. I mean, it was all planned, but they were like, I'm thinking that's not him. It looks like him, but that's not him. But the way he's holding court, I was like, that might be him. My dumb ass didn't happen to have my phone at the time. I just wanted to cash this lottery ticket. So the lottery tickets are working, and I'm looking at I'm literally staring at a hole. Like they go away when I come back out and go in my car, and I'm literally staring at a hole at this guy. He was the last person to leave, like the group he was in with the other 4 cyclists. And I'm like, that couldn't be him. Then I get home and I look on my phone, like, let me check his Instagram account, see if he's like, IG
In front of a
whatever.
7-Eleven?
Yeah. No, but I check his stories, and he's one of his stories has the bike ride. And I'm like, motherfucker, that was him.
Really, that's crazy.
And I'm like, I went in as like, I'm a big fan, and I'm like, I wrote him a reply like he's actually going to respond to me. He has 1 million Instagram followers, and it wasn't him. One of the other guys was like a famous bass guy. He usually plays in bands. His name, if Tim might know him, is Bray Watt or Brad Watt, something like that.
I think
don't
it's
know
Brad.
if you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Yeah, he was one of the. So they were all riding bikes together. It was just so random. I'm like, what the hell? Like in my neighborhood, it wasn't like we were in the city. We're in freaking Bayside.
Damn.
Royce the 5'9" goes by on a skateboard.
Exactly. On Bell Boulevard. I'm like, why are you guys around?
Maybe they live there.
Maybe they. I don't know. I never. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't. DJ Premier wouldn't strike me as a guy that lived in Bayside. I don't know.
I
Bayside,
think my biggest hip hop
very
claim to
multicultural.
fame.
You can get great Korean food.
That is true.
There.
There's a Korean spot on every block. You ever been to a H Mart?
All the time.
Yeah,
I'm
there's
crazy.
an H Mart near me. Yeah.
Oh my
love
goodness.
H-Mart.
It's a different, like I get weird stares. That one time I went there because this was in the beginning of the pandemic and all these supermarkets were closing. And I'm like, I got to go to the H Mart. So I went to the H Mart, and it was just so weird being the only black person there, and just like,
And it's weird being in an H Mart at the beginning of the pandemic.
Damn it, yeah. It's like this guy's trying to kill us. What is he trying to do? It's funny because they sell everything there. They
I
sell like,
love
you know,
H-Mart.
yeah, you can get kimchi and a stereo. Seriously, you can get anything there. It's like, you know, just like it was just weird. And just living where I live now, you know, as heavily, you know, populated Asian people, it's like, yeah, it's like there's like 4 of them within a 5-mile radius of me. So it's just insane.
But 3 frogs and a spring-assisted knife.
Yeah. You can get whatever. It's really
I came
crazy.
back. I got my beta fish from H Mart. I just came back from food shopping. I was holding like a container with a beta fish in it. And I was like, "Where'd you get it from?" I'm like, "Yeah, he was at the cash register. It said $1.99. I wasn't gonna leave him behind."
Supermarket.
I went to get a half and half. I came out with a red-eared slider.
First one over there, is it? Oh no, I know the nearest one over there. Is it? There's one in East Meadow, right?
Hicksville.
No, it's in Hicksville, but I go to the one in Great Neck.
Oh, so you go to one closer to me? Yeah, you go to one closer to me.
That's a great one.
That might be the best one.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't understand Carla. There's things so close to her house, but she has to go to Queens to go there, even though there's one even closer to her house.
The one in
She's
Queens
like,
is better.
She doesn't want to get profiled.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like her doctor. There's millions of doctors on Long Island. She's like, oh no, I gotta go to Brooklyn to go to my doctor.
Yeah.
She gets profiled enough at the Keegan family barbecues.
Yeah, seriously.
She doesn't know what goes on in his Wanger Presseria radiology place.
Yeah. I'm not trying to go to East Meadow so that I'll just meet another one of your family members and try to put great grandma Keegan in my body.
That woman was a saint. You take it back.
Yeah. Right. Beatrice Keegan was a saint.
Yeah.
I thought her name was Ophelia Keegan.
Your name.
Hey guys.
Yeah, I get to do all that for the next couple hours.
We're gonna have one more word from Juliana. And hey Jules. But what are you gonna say? It's called dead air, Juliana. Terrific parenting. So with that is our last word. Guys, before we go, July 30th, Governor's Comedy Club on the patio. Mike Keegan and friends. Tickets are on sale at govs.com. Hi, Jules. That's our plug. Anything else anybody else wants to plug? Johnny, got anything going on?
Follow my podcast if you're a big sports fan. I have a podcast called Root for Laundry. We cover thanks man, I appreciate it. We cover a team, every like different, if you're a fan of a certain team, we cover that team, and want to know why you're a fan of that team. So it's fun. I had Nigel Fullerton on today. We did a review of Mike Tyson. So we do, athletes and, yeah, it's great. Yeah.
All right,
So
yeah, Root for Laundry. Check that out. Follow Johnny McDonald.
here's Johnny Mac.
Here's Johnny Mac on Instagram.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it,
Dude,
man.
thank you so much for hanging out.
Thanks, Governors.
Listening to
Thanks,
our
Govs
bullshit.
Radio. Love you guys.
Thank you so much for coming on Jolly Bee this week.
Jolly Bee, yeah, we'll go to all. Jolly Bee, Rolling Roaster, Cherry Valley Deli in West Hempstead. We'll hit them all.
Do it all in one day. I love it.
One day before we die.
Yeah.
We died.
Thank you, everyone, for listening.
Good night, everybody. Thank you so much, Johnny.
Good night.
Maybe
Thank
we'll
you.
see you Friday.
Night.
Thank
Later.
you. All right, buddy. Later.
We've lost our voice, we've lost our voice, we've lost our voices! It's in the way! It's in the way we breathe! We've lost our voices! It's in the way! It's in the way we breathe!
We hope you enjoyed this episode of the Domestic Disturbance Podcast, and if you didn't, even better. You can show us your disdain by sharing the show from iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, and Google Play. Though honestly, nobody uses Google Play. Check out our Facebook page for any upcoming comedy shows or appearances from Carla, Mike, and Tim. Also, don't forget to check out our favorite band, Bore, on Spotify, or purchase their new EP, Bore 2, on iTunes or Bandcamp. We'll see you next week, Rageaholics.